Hello, everyone. Big day.
This is a big
broad
day.
has gone down, and I can't be more excited. I told Awen earlier, I've been waiting to smack talk her, and now that she's been arrested, she's fair game. So,
absolutely. And then the podcast that Paul and I did about this case last week, I was so careful to say, let's not jump to conclusions. It sounds really fishy. She sounds like a terrible person,
right.
But let's not jump on the she's guilty bandwagon. And now I'm like, I shouldn't have been that careful because I was still thinking of the Heidi Broussard case where we were totally like, Shane did it. Absolutely. And we were so wrong. So I didn't want to be wrong. But at the same time, it's like, this woman is not a good person at all.
No. Nope. And for being so damn concerned and to find out she's so concerned, but now she's in South Carolina. Bitch, please. I can't.
Now, see,
I just can't stand her. I just can't.
That's a really interesting point because about 2 weeks ago on the Gannon Stauch Reddit, people posted some pictures, screenshots of texts allegedly with Harley, which is Letecia's daughter, 17-year-old daughter. And Harley was very mad that somebody posted that they saw her in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. And she was like, how dare you out my location? Now I'm not safe and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, that can't be real. Come on. How did they get those texts? There's no way. And apparently that was real. So that was kind of interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, well, she can take her wanted apologies and just shove them right up her ass right now. She stood there and I can't wait for him to come home and everybody can apologize to me. Yeah, right. That's coming right your way right now, lady. Get serious, would you?
Yep, all of her interviews, every single one of them, all of her posts on Facebook till she finally took her Facebook down, they were all just, people are so mean to me. Someday I'm going to prove you wrong and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, that's really your concern? She had zero concern for Gannon. Zero. Right. It's all about how people thought about her. And that right there, that was such a giant, like, oh no, this is not good. But yeah. I need this press conference. I need it now.
Right. I'm looking while we're chatting, guys. I'm looking. It should pop up any second now. An absolute direct link as soon as they all start streaming, which I can't understand why they're not already talking about it somewhere, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, there's a lot to talk about. Twitter's really busy. One thing that I retweeted was, remember that interview, one of the first interviews that the reporter did at the Search, where she approached him and said, hey, will you interview me? That was one of the most telling interviews that I think we've seen from her. And I retweeted that because, like, now that we know that she's been arrested with first-degree murder charges, right? Not involuntary manslaughter or something. First-degree murder.
Right. We're not talking like Evelyn's mom, where it was, false information. This is a step up. Just gonna throw that out there.
Yeah, just a little step.
Yeah. Right.
In first-degree murder, what that means is the prosecutors believe they have enough evidence to take her to trial and get a conviction on first-degree murder, not second-degree, not involuntary manslaughter, but first-degree murder, which includes the hallmark of premeditation. That's bad.
Right. And I'm such a stickler for documents. I want this probable cause. I want it an hour ago. I want to read what they have on her. I want to hear all the details because they're not going to spill everything out in this press conference, but it is early enough in the day that somebody will be at their courthouse getting all these documents and they will pop off here soon.
Yep. I really hope they're not sealed because there's so much to this case that's fishy. Why did she rent a car? Why did she drive Al's truck? What on earth happened with that carpet thing? What about the video of her leaving with him in the truck? Did he come back with her? Did he kill her or did she kill him there? Did she kill him somewhere else? There's so many things that I really need to know to understand what happened here. But I don't know how much they're going to tell us in the press conference. So we may have to wait and get our hands on those papers.
Right. Oh my gosh. All right, guys, I'm still searching. It's got to be coming up any second now.
Yep. We have pictures of all the press gathering at the press conference, and they're ready to go. So
Right.
As soon as one of them hits live.
I know, this is annoying as hell.
I also want to know Harley. I hope somebody asks about Harley. Letecia's daughter, 17, really kind of fishy, you know.
Yeah, I'm wondering if she's next.
Yeah.
She
I
has
have a feeling she knows everything.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yep. Okay. These people are saying, oh, God bless America. Sorry. I talk to myself when I'm looking for stuff, so don't mind me. Don't mind me, folks. Hello, everybody. Sorry, I'm not ignoring chat. I'm trying to get us to this press conference, guys, so I'm not trying to be rude. I hope everyone is just as excited as I am that this broad is going down.
Yep. Feeding It has a good point. She had a feeling that Tisha had a master plan, but didn't necessarily involve murdering him. But premeditation comes into play. That can happen in an instant. If you're really mad at someone and you punch them and you get mad to the point where you're like, I'm just going to kill you. And then you kill him. Boom, that's premeditation in a split second. So it's not like she planned to murder him for months. Whatever in that instant, it was her intent to kill him. And that makes it premeditated. So we'll have to see what they say. But we need these people to tell us.
Right.
And I'd like to see what the Letecia supporters are saying right now.
Oh, my gosh. I can't even.
Yeah, I don't really want to see. I was being rhetorical there.
That woman. All her supporters are probably other of her damn profiles, her other personalities. She's batshit nuts. I can't even stand the sight of her. So I cannot wait for this. I can't wait for her mugshot too. I might just have to frame her next to Lori Vallow just for shits and giggles because I cannot stand this broad. Ugh. Sorry, I've held it in, guys, for a long time with her. I don't know that I can do it anymore.
Yep. I think all the searches that we've seen, I was talking to Charlene about this earlier. Think about the searches we've seen the last couple of weeks with them going through the snow, poking it with poles and digging with shovels. They were not searching for a live person, right? Because you don't find live people laying under the snow like that with a pole by sticking them in the head. So it seems to me they already knew that he was deceased. They were trying to get enough evidence to tie it to someone. And they were looking for his remains or clues to maybe where the remains could be. And so I think they've known for quite a while now, at least a couple of weeks, that Gannon was no longer with us. But they had to get all their ducks in a row before they could charge Letecia. And I think they've done that now.
Okay. I think I got us something, guys. So where the fuck is the link? No, thank you. All right, hold on. Well,
good afternoon. We interrupt this programming to bring you some breaking news regarding the investigation of 11-year-old Gannon Stauch.
Yeah, Cynthia Kaufman, a family spokesperson for the Stauch family, she is telling us Gannon's stepmother, Letecia Stauch, has been arrested for first-degree murder.
This is breaking news, and the El Paso County Sheriff's Office has confirmed that there has been a major development in the case of Gannon Stauch, but they have not released what that is. They're about to hold a press conference, which we will take momentarily.
We're just waiting for them to begin. So we want to catch you up with what's been going on. Let's listen in right now.
District Attorney Michael Allen. We will not be taking any questions at the conclusion of the press conference. However, I will be reading a statement from Gannon's father, Al. Landon may not speak. Please respect the family's request for privacy as they begin to absorb and process the devastating news they have received today. Sheriff Felder.
Thanks, Jackie. Welcome, everybody. Today marks 5 weeks since the investigation into the disappearance of Gannon Stauch. We're holding the press conference to update you on some significant developments. While we've yet to locate Gannon, this morning, just after 8 o'clock a.m. East Coast time, Letecia Stauch was taken into custody in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina without incident by law enforcement officers from the El Paso County Sheriff's Office, the Denver and Columbia divisions of the FBI, the Myrtle Beach, South Carolina Police Department, the Horry County, South Carolina Police Department, and Sheriff's Office. Letecia will be held without bond in the J. Reuben Long Detention Center in Horry County, South Carolina, where she will remain until she's extradited back to Colorado Springs on the following charges. Charge 1, murder in the first degree of a child under 12 years of age by a person in a position of trust. Child abuse resulting in death. Tampering with a deceased human body, and tampering with physical evidence. I cannot stress enough what a difficult time this has been for Gannon's family. Like Jackie said, they provided a written statement, but they will not, and they won't be providing any interviews at this time, and I ask that you protect their privacy. This has been a rapidly developing and highly complex investigation, and it underscores the importance of teamwork in the law enforcement agents in our community. While our hope is always that tragic cases like this never happen, it is precisely why the extremely close relationships we enjoy with our local, state, and national law enforcement partners becomes the most important. The list of people from around the country that have worked many, many long hours and invested themselves so deeply is long and impressive. I offer my sincere thanks to each and every one of you for all that you've done in the investigative efforts so far. The safety of the citizens of this community is the top priority to all of us standing before you today. We'd like to thank the thousands of members of this community for your compassion, your kindness, and your thoughtfulness, your generosity, and your support while we've taken on the tireless search efforts over the past 5 weeks. On behalf of the Sheriff's Office, all of the investigators, the staff, the volunteers involved in this investigation from all over the United States, we would like to express our deepest sympathies to Gannon's family and friends. There is no way to express the depth of our sympathy, and our hearts break for you. But I make this promise: this team will continue its work. These partners will remain steadfast and diligent until the conclusion and final prosecution of this case. We will not stop, and this investigation has only begun. Letecia's arrest photograph will be made available to the media as soon as we can following the press conference. Jackie will have the details. And now I will turn the microphone over to Lieutenant Mitch Mahalka.
Good afternoon. We will not be going into detail about the information in the investigation which ultimately resulted in the arrest of Letecia. But I can tell you that this has been a methodical and time-consuming multi-state operation with investigators working nearly around the clock to find Gannon. There have been thousands of hours of investigation and search efforts. This includes large-scale searches, in addition to small, specific searches with drones, horses, canines, and other resources. While we have not yet found Gannon, information has been developed that is helping us narrow our search. As you can see from the arrest, sadly, we do not believe Gannon is alive. Our work is only just beginning, and you will continue to see many law enforcement officials in El Paso County over the coming weeks and possibly months as we continue our relentless pursuit of justice for Gannon and his family. On behalf of the investigators and staff involved in this investigation, we would like to express our deepest sympathies to the family and the friends of Gannon. The death of a child is something no parent should ever have to endure. This case has not just been an investigation for us. This case has become very personal and will forever remain in our hearts. We will continue to work closely with the 4th Judicial District Attorney's Office, the FBI, and other partners to the conclusion of this investigation. At this time, I'd like to turn this over to FBI Denver Division Special Agent in Charge, Dean Phillips.
Thank you for being here today. On behalf of the men and women of the FBI,
all the special agents, investigative analysts, support staff, and our task force officers, we express our deepest condolences to the family, the friends, and the loved ones of Gannon Stauch. To the press, I also ask that you give the family space and time in order to process the information that they're dealing with now. To the community, thank you for your patience and understanding, for your assistance, and for the support you provided to the law enforcement community as we've worked through this investigation. The law enforcement community, I want to recognize in particular the El Paso County Sheriff's Office, the Colorado Springs Police Department, the Douglas County Sheriff's Office, our partners, our task force partners in Pueblo, the Pueblo PD, Pueblo County Sheriff's Office, and the Colorado State Patrol. All of these agencies have worked tirelessly and seamlessly together throughout this investigation. Although this is not the outcome for which we had hoped, we continue to work this aggressively, and we will continue to work it through to the end. As far as the FBI is concerned, we brought significant resources to bear to include agents, special agents, investigative analysts, technical support, evidence response teams, and behavioral analysis unit support. But we are not done. We will be here with our partners to the end. We will continue to help law enforcement and the prosecutors see this to the very end. And know this, when it comes to the loss of a child, the FBI will always bring all available and logical resources to bear to help our law enforcement partners when called. We will answer the call. To the community, I want to tell you that at this point, all the evidence points to Gannon's disappearance being the result of foul play. But we have no reason to believe that there is any information or intelligence indicating a threat to other children in the community. Thank you very much.
This is not the outcome that anybody here wanted. We wish today, as we were standing here, that we had little Gannon with us to be able to present to our community still alive and doing well. Unfortunately, that's not the situation. As you've heard, an arrest warrant was issued for first-degree murder of Gannon in this case. Unfortunately, we've had to get to know the family now as part of our prosecution family, and they'll be with us for the next many months going forward. It's an unfortunate thing that we are here today. I do want to thank all those who've been involved. The FBI has been amazing. John Cronin, who's the special agent in charge here in Colorado Springs, has spent literally his team 24/7 for weeks across this country. We could not have done this without their support. Bill Older's team has been fabulous in terms of their work, working tirelessly again 24/7 for many weeks, hoping we would find Gannon. Unfortunately, we are not. Colorado Springs Police Department, Kevin Clark came over, and it's been amazing the work that he has done, which I understand he may even get a special recognition from the FBI in terms of what he's done on this case. My lead prosecutor on this case has been Michael Allen. He will continue to be the lead prosecutor throughout this case. And with that, I'd like to introduce him to fill you in on some of the things we expect going forward.
I want to let everybody know that the affidavit in this case supporting the arrest warrant remains sealed. We do understand why this case has drawn the attention it has from across our community and also across our country. But we want to do everything we can to make sure we achieve justice for Gannon. So we're not going to talk about the facts of the case going forward. We want to make sure that we protect these criminal proceedings. Anytime a child goes missing, it's natural for people to want to help out. And we encourage people, if you have credible tips, to still report those tips to the Sheriff's Department. We are going to continue this investigation. And really, it's a two-pronged investigation at this point, or process, I should say. One, we still want to bring Gannon home so that he can have a proper burial and his family can achieve the closure that they need. But we also want to hold the person that we are charging, Letecia Stauch, accountable for what she did in this case. She has been arrested on the following charges: murder in the first degree, child under 12 by a person in position of trust. That is a class 1 felony and carries a potential penalty of life in prison without parole. The other charges are child abuse resulting in death, tampering with the deceased body, and tampering with physical evidence. The extradition process is where we are now. We will proceed until we get Letecia back here to face formal filing of charges, which will be sometime in the coming days. We do have a team of folks in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina right now, 2 prosecutors from our office, FBI agents, and members of the El Paso County Sheriff's Office. They're collecting evidence even in South Carolina as we speak, and that will continue until they exhaust that effort. I do want to add, too, that all defendants, Letecia included, are innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. That will be the case. It's our burden to prove this case beyond a reasonable doubt. We are confident that we'll be able to do that. But because we have that burden and we want to protect these proceedings, we won't be commenting again on the facts of this case. Thank you very much.
Oh, God.
Really, I'm not in the correct mindset to be even standing up here, but if I had to say one thing, that when he said Gannon was no longer with us, I'd have to say Gannon is with us. After the stories of people from all over the world, he's not only my hero now, he's the world's hero. So I think the community, the positive support from a state that I've never visited other than 2 or 3 times, I'm astounded by the amount of love that's not come from me. It's came from my boy. And never thought I'd be standing here. It's a nightmare. I've had to put trust in the people I don't know. Today, I got the worst news and the best news. Obviously, we know what the worst news is, but the best news is that justice will be served. And I'll make sure that justice is served because my boy did not deserve any of this that has happened to him. So I urge media one more time just to hold off on questions until we know that this person, the stepmom that I even trusted, that she will pay 100% for this heinous thing she done. And I know that that's going to will be done. So I ask you guys, I beg and plead, if you've known or if you see the story, all of you have seen this story, please hold that very close to you. Because I want to live this earth knowing that justice was served for my boy. And I know that you've seen pictures, you've seen stories, you've seen my little man. He is truly my hero. And I'm gladly giving that to you guys too, that he can be your hero. I've heard stories of people that have not prayed in years, that have finally fell on their knees to pray. And I know where my son's at, without a shadow of a doubt. So many families have been brought closer together because of this. I know my boy is special, and I've told my people and my family and friends that Gannon has a testimony, that Gannon has a story. He's special. And this is his story. To make that story magnificent, who my child is. And I'm putting my trust into you guys to do that. So thank you for allowing Gannon to be your hero and sharing him with us.
So now I'm going to read a statement from Al, Gannon's dad. In a moment on September 29th, 2008, my heart stopped as my baby boy entered this world way too early, weighing only 1 pound, 6 ounces. His infectious smile and constant laughter made an impact on every single person he's ever met. Although I miss the years when he was learning to walk, learning to talk, and he had welcomed his little sissy home from the hospital, I've been looking forward to his teenage years and the fun we had ahead of us as he became a young man. In a moment, on March 2nd, 2020, my heart stopped again with what we have heard up to this point. My little boy is not coming home. We will never play Nintendo again. No more Taco Tuesdays. No more smooth-looking haircuts. No more Big Bubba for my Lena, and no more G-Man for the world. The person who committed this heinous, horrible crime is one that I gave more to anyone else on this planet, and that is a burden that I will carry with me for a very long time. But the God I believe in is the owner and decider of justice and vengeance. Only he can repay. Although I am selfish and want my baby boy here, now and forever, how can I question God for bringing Gannon home to him? Because Gannon believed in God, and I will never stop believing. Thank you to the El Paso County Sheriff's Office and the FBI for the thousands of hours it took to uncover the truth as we know it. And may they stay strong and focused as they move forward. The mugshot for Letecia will be available on our social media platforms as soon as she is formally booked into the Horry County Sheriff's Office detention facility. I do have press packets available for the media, which will be available at the conclusion of the press conference. As Senior District Attorney Michael Allen said, all investigation questions should be directed to the District Attorney's Office. All search effort information will continue to come from the El Paso County Sheriff's Office. Right now, I'd like to take the time to thank the media for your constant coverage and not letting this nation forget Gannon. Our work is not done. Let's continue to work together to find him. Thank you for coming.
There you have it, an incredibly emotional press conference just wrapping up regarding the case of Gannon Stauch, the missing 11-year-old who's been missing since January 27, day 35. We finally get some big news in the case. An arrest has been made.
5 weeks to the day that Gannon actually went missing. His stepmother, Letecia Stauch, has been taken into custody this morning in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
That's right. She is facing charges of first-degree murder of a child under 12 by one in a position of trust, child abuse resulting in death, tampering with a deceased body, and tampering with evidence. That first charge carries a sentence of life in prison without parole.
Good.
She's being held in South Carolina without bond until she was extradited back here to Colorado Springs.
Once again, Gannon's body still has not been found. There's going to be many new details coming out about this, but the sheriff's office also telling us they want justice for Gannon, so the details will come slowly.
And this is the first time that they have publicly said that they do not believe Gannon is alive. Heartbreaking news there, as up until this point they have been saying that they are so hopeful in bringing Gannon home safely, and now we realize that they do not believe that that is possible.
Once again, Gannon's stepmother, Letecia Stauch, taken into custody for Gannon Stauch's murder this morning. We'll have more coming up at 5 and on fox21news.com. Thanks for sticking with us.
We now return you to your normal programming.
What in the actual? Whoa, sorry. Hold on. God bless. That's a loud damn thing. What in the actual hell is wrong with that woman?
You know, we cover a lot of true crime cases, and this is the first time that I ever couldn't get through a press conference in a clinical way, you know, just looking at it factually and stuff. But oof, that was hard.
That was rough.
Yeah. I don't know how Landon is even standing.
No. Landon is my hero right now. That was incredible. And, you know, we all need to thank her for sharing her son with us, really.
Yeah.
I don't understand. I don't,
Yeah, we've been talking about this case obviously for weeks now, and even Charlene has said, you know, this case is taking years off my life, and I'm like, yeah, we're all kind of in that place. For some reason, this touched us so hard. I mean, you've known me. How many times we've talked about crimes? I don't cry over true crime stuff. I don't, and this has got me to my core.
Well, I think the biggest thing is the person who is now accused of it has come out in so many different ways, in so many different personalities and names and all of her bullshit. And she tried so hard that she was the victim, and the whole time she knew what the hell she did. And so the whole time it was just like this waiting game. And then, but in the back of your mind, you did not want to think that that was actually true. You wanted to believe that the broad was just batshit crazy and selfish, but you really didn't want to think what you knew was coming. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, you didn't want to admit that. And then to have to admit that, that is devastating.
I've spent many hours trying to think, maybe she hid him at a friend's house. Maybe that's why they were Larkspur. Maybe, T had some friend where he's in their basement, but he's alive. He's okay. And they're going to find him. That's all gone now. That's not what happened here.
Yeah, this crazy bitch isn't going to get her damn apologies. Oh my God. I love somebody to whack her upside the damn head. Seriously.
Well, like what I said to you earlier in our private conversation, I said, I'm surprised Al hasn't killed her yet, to be honest. Because I'm sure even before this, they kind of knew what had happened. I'm sure the police were sharing a lot with them. I'm really surprised that Al didn't go to South Carolina and just kill her. I kind of want to, I probably shouldn't say that publicly, but yeah, that's what I feel right now. So can imagine what they feel. My God.
Right. And they spelled out those charges. I don't think I was prepared for all of those charges.
The child abuse leading to death, that got me.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously we knew just from that video she posted about the discussion about the carpet thing. I'm like, that's a very scary, manipulative thing that we witnessed. So she probably does that a lot. And, but yeah, now we know for sure. And the police know. How do police know? That's what I can't wait to find out. Did Harley spill the beans? Did she tell them everything she knows? She lived there. She had to see what was going on, so. Man. Yeah, the man that we saw at the press conference was Landon's current husband, not Al the father. He was not there, although he did have that statement. But the woman who was speaking, breaking down, crying, trying to read Al's statement, that was hard. This whole thing has really gripped a lot of people because we just wanted Gannon home. He didn't deserve any of this, just like Al said, And poor Landon, I don't know how she had the strength to get words out of her mouth. I don't know if I could have done that, but whether you're a praying person or not, let's all send as much energy to Landon and envelop her just to say we get it. I keep muting my mic because I have to keep blowing my nose. Oh, jeez. Yeah, tampering with a body.
We have murder in the first degree, child abuse resulting in death, tampering with the body, and tampering with evidence. That stupid bitch.
Yep. So it seems that very clear that they have found plenty of evidence for these charges. We're not going to hear what that evidence is probably for a while, and that's okay because they need to have it secure for the trial, assuming she pleads not guilty, which I'm pretty sure she will because she's like that,
Yeah.
She's not going to tell him where the body
and
is.
You're absolutely right. She does have a lot of damn audacity. For the last, today we're at day 35. And this whole time she's been parading around and saying all this stupid shit with her Facebook post and releasing this and doing that and creating new accounts. Like, she is just, oh my God.
Yep. And one time
she makes Chris Black look like a goddamn saint, if we're being honest here. I mean, shit, he cracked in a couple days. She's carrying on this facade of victim. Oh my God. Sorry. I told you I was going to pop off. I've been waiting for her for a while.
Yep. Yes, we're coming for you, Letecia. Not in that way, unfortunately, but you are definitely going to go under the microscope in a big, hard way. Yes, Harley is Letecia's 17-year-old daughter with another man.
She knows something. I mean, I hate to say it. She knows something. And I'm curious to see if she's the next one in handcuffs, which would be horrible that Letecia would put her, well, one, it's horrible that Letecia would do something like this to her, to Gannon, but then to drag her own daughter into it and make her part of the crime. But I could see her doing that just based on what we've seen of her so far. So she's going to take Harley down with her. That's a fear.
Yep. I'm hoping that Harley, like someone just said, that Harley is the one who cracked, that Harley spilled the beans and said, here's what I know. Don't put me in jail, you know?
Yeah.
Because I don't think Harley did anything, but I'm pretty sure she knows.
But I mean, if it wasn't Harley, who else could be involved? That's another scary thing. I don't want to get too far into speculation at this point, but as far as I can see, what I've seen about this case and followed, it has to be Harley at this point. It has to be. And if it's not,
she's not in custody
involved, oh my God, I'm gonna die.
Yep.
Yeah. Damn this cootie.
Knowing what we know now, watch the videos of Leticia's interviews and you'll see there's some badness going on here. Really, really bad. So
yeah, and her damn GoFundMe account. Yeah, Charlene, like, give me a break. And remember when she tried to say that she hired Jose Baez and he shut her down on Twitter, like within an hour, he shut her down. I saw the tweet. I started sharing it. I'm like, she's crazy. She's nuts. And if Jose Baez thinks you're too crazy for him, girl, you got some damn problems, because he likes a good fight. He's like, no. I ain't fucking with that. That's bad news over there.
Yeah. If he thinks Casey Anthony is a better bet than you, you're doomed. So you're done.
I don't mean, but I'm not laughing to make light of the situation. That's my defense mechanism, is the sarcasm and just being an asshole, because then it makes it easier to deal with. So I'm not trying to offend anybody. I need to put that disclaimer out there. I just don't understand.
Yep. Yeah, GK, trust your instincts. My instincts led me with the Heidi Broussard case, watching Shane's interview, even though I think I figured out why I did that. But with this was bad, because all of her focus this whole time has been on herself and how people are mean to her. Never a caring word about Gannon, except when she fake cried and told them to turn the camera back on, or the camera's still running, right? And then came back, boo, I'm so sad. It's like, what? My Lord, can you not? You don't think we know that that's fake? You know? So, yeah. This woman. Now, they did not mention the death penalty, which I thought was interesting. I'm pretty sure Colorado
I don't think Colorado has it.
Didn't they with Chris Watts, though?
Yeah. Actually, it does. Okay. I had to think about it. Yeah, they do. Someone at someone that sounds weird. It says, please go over the timeline for those of us who have not followed this case closely. Well, on January 27th, Gannon was reported as a runaway, and I'm still very unclear if he was reported by Tisha or by the neighbor as a runaway. So Awen, you do the timeline if you could better. You'll do it better than I could.
Today is the 35th day. 35 days ago, Gannon was reported as a runaway by the neighbor, right? And eventually, at first he was listed as a runaway, but very soon after, I think within even a few days to a week, that was changed to endangered missing. The reason that they said that was because he needs medication. They have never specified which medication, but because of that, they changed it to endangered missing. All right. Not too long after that, one of the neighbors released a video that showed Gannon and Letecia getting into Al's red truck and driving away, and then Letecia coming back 4 hours later in what appears to be without Gannon with her, although we can't see the other side of the truck, so there's a little wiggle room for doubt there. Now, during this time, Gannon's father, Al, he was at a National Guard training event, so he was away from the home, and he flew back immediately when he found out. Landon, Gannon's mother, flew in. She lived in Colorado Springs, and Landon moved into the home with Al, her ex-husband, and Gannon's father. When that happened, Al threw Letecia out of the house. That's a big deal. Why would he do that? Okay, unless there was something really, really wrong there. And since then, it's been searches. We have seen CSI going back to their home many times, even up to just, 2 days ago? I think
Yeah.
Charlene might know. But they've been going back to the house over and over and over again. That's a problem. The DA even visited the home.
For
That's a
those
very big deal.
Okay, for those of you who are not familiar with this case, while Awen gives you this, I'm going to find that dumbass, that horrible interview she did where all she talked about was getting her apology. So when after Awen's catching you up, I will play this, because if you've not seen it, you're not familiar, you'll want to see this to get a full, you'll know how bad shit she is after this. So sorry to interrupt, but I'm going to
That's
pull
okay.
that up while I do that.
If you want to find that, it's the last thing I tweeted. So you can just look at my Twitter profile and you'll find it right there.
Okay.
All right, so maybe she left the house on her own, but for some reason, Letecia left the home where she had been living with Al and raising these children. We know that Letecia and her daughter Harley have been in South Carolina for a while, at least a couple of weeks, based on text messages that we've seen. So, yeah, the carpet story. This is a really bizarre turn in this case. I believe it's Saturday night, the Saturday before he technically went missing, that Letecia said that he turned on a candle, which I don't know exactly what that means, turned on a candle, and it burnt the carpet. And there's a video that Letecia herself put out, which is crazy, where she's confronting Gannon. Are you sure it was just a mistake? Promise me that was just a mistake. And just promise me. And he's like, yeah, it was a mistake. And he's crying and very distraught over this. And she's like, well, we're going to have to sell things to pay for this carpet now because we don't want the landlord to get mad and kick us out. So we're going to have to sell the sofa. And Gannon's like, okay. And it was just, just that really short, like 1 minute video. And I'm thinking, what on earth is happening here? That just struck me as such a huge red flag psychologically, why you would do that to a child. So that's what the carpet thing is. We don't know what happened other than that carpet was replaced within a couple of days. That's a big problem. And that's, I think, why they focused on the house so much. What was really on that carpet? I don't think it was burned, but I guess we'll find out eventually. Cody, no, they have not found Gannon's body, but they have found enough evidence that they believe they could secure a conviction on first-degree murder and child abuse and tampering with a body. So they must have a pretty big amount of evidence to deal with in order to get those charges. So that's all we know so far. Amy, he sounded physically hurt too. At one point, Letecia said that he had cut his foot on some tool that Al had in the garage. So she sat him on the car and bandaged up his foot and he was fine. But that's why there's blood in the garage. Really, he just cut his foot. That was her side of that. So we have no honest idea what happened there. But Letecia has worked very hard at covering her own butt with some of these crazy explanations of what was happening. So I don't know. And Sam, I don't know how often Al was gone, but if he was gone often, then this is a long-term pattern of systemic abuse that we're looking at. And I hope that wasn't the case. I hope Al was home more often than not, because I don't think this happened with Al around. That's the impression that I get from watching Al's press conferences and his statements. But, that poor baby, he did not have an easy time. Yeah, Letecia has a long history of very crazy things, and the dynamic between T and Landon is very awful. And Al, of course, in the middle of this, they did not have a nice, happy, comfortable little family life. And Lauren, I hope they do not offer her a plea deal. I do not want to see a plea deal in this case. And I'm surprised they didn't mention the death penalty. This is one of the very few cases where I would actually support the death penalty. Normally I don't, but I would in this case. Sorry, blown nose. And I'm not laughing because I think it's funny. I'm just I'm overwhelmed by this, and yay, Denise is back.
Yeah, well, I found it, so I was trying to find it in its entirety. I kept finding pieces, and I'm like, it's everywhere. Hold on a second. Whoa.
The investigation since the very first
Hold
time,
on.
the last person to see him. Is that right?
Correct.
What the hell's going on? Where'd the picture go? Give me 1 second. Gosh, damn it. All right. 1 more minute. Where's Paul? Please hold.
Need the please hold graphic. But Bipolar Princess, I watched the interview that he and Landon did together, and I don't think he looked like he knew something, or maybe he have known what the police have told him and what they suspected. But I really, really felt a lot of genuine things from him, which I never have felt from T. But then again, we don't know. That's just my speculation. But that was very hard to watch because, yeah, they had their daughter, and Landon has been really going through this, and there's been a lot of social media things. Even the El Paso Police Department commented on the amount of social media speculation. Oh, here we go. I think we got video.
All right, make sure it plays here.
I am Letecia Stauch, which is Gannon's stepmother.
You've been a part of the investigation since the very first time. You were the last person to see him. Is that right?
Correct.
What did you see when you last saw him?
Well, I'm not allowed to talk about anything with the case. I would more so be willing to talk about how the community needs to have faith and continue to work together and not make these false accusations, like the things that have been said that I've disappeared from the community. I haven't been there to help, but there's lots of reasons behind that.
Reasons like death threats, right?
Right. Death threats are one of them.
I wish somebody would have whacked her ass.
We counted over 20 some death threats already. 2, my husband's ex-wife is living in our home, and of course I'm not coming home to do these things and to help with the family when I was kind of like told I couldn't. And then many other things that happened with the El Paso County Police Department, and then during the investigation I was told I wasn't compliant. And can I elaborate on that? Yes. So I asked for an attorney during the interview, and I was denied that by them. I was held because they were blocking the door, and I was told I couldn't leave, and that if I would have touched them, they would have probably, said I still wasn't complying, or said I was, trying to run away or something. But during the interview, I asked several times, could I stop the interview? Could I get an attorney? Could I stop the interview? Could I get an attorney? I was denied. I was told I couldn't get nothing to drink. I couldn't go to the bathroom. I mean, it's continuously that my constitutional rights were violated.
And that's why you say that they said then you weren't cooperating with the investigation.
That's why they said I wasn't cooperating at that time. Correct.
And why did you ask for an attorney at the time?
Well, I asked for an attorney at the time because there was one individual, there was 2 really good detectives. And so I'm not, going to talk bad about detectives, but the tactics they started to get when I would answer questions, they try to, they're detectives. They're supposed to twist. The one main goal is to find Gannon. But during that time, some of those things made me feel uncomfortable the way they were saying things. So I immediately stopped and felt like an attorney would help me with some of the vocabulary and things like that I needed help with and understanding some of the things that they were asking.
I'm going to shift gears to what has become a huge online presence of people obviously trying to do the right thing, help find Gannon. But at the same time, sometimes it just feels like rumor mongering. Have you seen any of those comments yourself?
We have. And see, that's one of the main things we haven't been around in the public eye because I didn't want to expose my family to it if all these things were going on. There was comments about Gannon getting pushed off the hike, and there was comments about this, and that's just not true. I took care of Gannon for the last 2 years in our home because his mother didn't want to do it. And
you're such a bitch.
Never, ever hurt this child. And I know there's some questions out there about, okay, so tell me what happens. That's up to the investigations when they end up letting you guys know. But I've cooperated with them, even to the point that we were held with a gun. And my daughter, a 17-year-old who serves our country in the United States Air Force, who has never committed a crime or done anything wrong in her life, was put in handcuffs over the keys that was in her purse so they could take her car.
And they weren't in there?
They weren't even in her car. I mean, in her purse.
And
they were in my pocket.
You originally didn't even know it was the law enforcement officer?
I didn't know it was a law enforcement officer because when he came out, I guess he was putting his jacket on, and it wasn't necessarily his fault. He was adjusting and happened to catch me. But I saw the gun and I panicked originally and kind of thought, oh gosh, who's this guy? And then once I realized it was the sheriff's office, I was totally okay, but they still had a gun and told me they were going to shoot me. But I was really concerned about my daughter asking why she was being detained in handcuffs and things like that, when that shouldn't even happen for a child. That shouldn't happen for someone who was standing inside of a store shopping because we couldn't have any clothes because all of our clothes were here. If we came here and got clothes, we would be harassed. So she went to purchase some underwear and things like that and was putting the handcuffs in the store, and then brought out with men with guns. And that's just not okay. They could have approached me and said, hi, I'm with El Paso County. Can I please get this? Instead of the way that it happened.
I'm just going to check our chat. You're doing great. Still got a recording, still can hear you okay.
Oh my God, I can't even stand her voice.
Yeah, like we're good. Every once in a while my mic goes out and I want to make sure that's not going to happen here.
And this was what, February 5th? So a week after Gannon was gone.
Not necessarily crime rates, but the way that people are reacting online to rumors about you with the service.
Oh yes, wow. The rumors have gotten so bad. I pretty much have been told at least 10 different ways that these people have these conspiracy theories. I guess they watch a lot of law shows and maybe they have all these theories on how Gannon is dead. And that's what they're saying. So I'm like, why are you saying Gannon is dead? He is not dead. We are going to find Gannon. And that's the main goal that we all have. My family has. Just because you haven't seen us, we have that same goal. We've been out searching. My aunt has been out searching. My family has been out searching. We all have been doing that together so that we could protect.
Were you doing that in South Carolina today, you stupid bitch? Oh my God.
But then people blaming you for that child.
I'm just ready for Gannon to come home. Most importantly, for him to see his family. But second, I am going to be so ecstatic when I'm able to say to people that I hope they have a really sincere apology for all these theories that have came out online, for all the things they said that I have done, that people have done. I just want everyone to know that we're going to find Gannon. And I love him so much. I've helped taking care of him for so long.
Can you talk to me a little bit about him? I don't know him.
Gannon is so kind and he loves to play video games. That's one of his favorite things. He loves Sonic and Mario, and he's always helpful. And he was always so helpful with the dogs around the house. And we have 2 little cute dogs. And he was always like a person I could say, Gannon, can you go do this? And he would do it right away. Sometimes with kids we have to remind them and things like that, and that's okay. But he was so sweet and able to help anyone. He could notice when you're sick and say, are you okay? And such a kind heart.
I know you just said that you can't say anything about the investigation, so you can just say something if you can't answer this. But is there anything we can hear about the hike? Was there a hike? That just seems like rumors right now.
You know what? Could we bring my daughter up here? Because she can go and say that, she came home from work after the hike and she can verify that Gannon was at our home.
Okay, yeah, that's fine with me. And if she doesn't want to, that's okay, but you're allowed.
That's fine.
Sounding okay so far?
Yes. I need Harley. Because they want you to verify was Gannon at home after the hike. Because you didn't go to the hike, but you came home from work.
Exactly, Catnip.
You want me to say yes? No, just answer the question. Yes, you came home from work and you can verify Gannon was at home.
Listen to her coach.
I told her she didn't have to be too in-depth because she is still, a child. But I want to make sure that someone knows that there's another person to verify that Gannon. Does she need to hold this?
No.
Yes, so I came home later that evening. I was at work and I can verify that he was there that night.
So there was a hike that you guys went on, but then you guys came home.
Yes.
Where'd you guys go hiking?
Garden of the Gods.
Okay. I guess when
And then we ate Burger King afterwards, so
there you go.
Yeah.
And then it just was, I'm gonna go to play at a friend's house. And then it was just I'm off to go to at a friend's house.
Unfortunately, I'm not able to comment on that anymore, and for that reason is because some things have been turned and twisted, and that was one of those stories you were talking about where people say things. We had to hear things like who would let their child go out at dark and things like that, and that's just why I don't want to answer that. If I had to give I'm not gonna say that part.
That's okay.
No, I can take that out.
I understand that it gets tricky.
Yeah, you could take that out. Well, I'll take you out, you stupid
Do you feel
bitch.
like I asked you what I need to. Do you feel like this is going to help kind of turn the tide of what feels like a witch hunt, in my opinion?
Am I on camera?
You are
Okay.
still.
Okay. I think that a lot of people can see that I'm not missing and see that I am being cooperative. But to me, it's okay that they think those things because the way someone thinks about me, I don't have a problem with that. My main thing is I would never want someone to think that I would hurt Gannon or any of the children in our home because that's just not the case. I've spent my whole entire life working so hard in education. There's even things online that was talking about my education license and I shouldn't even be a teacher. And they just didn't know that. Like we moved on a military move and I didn't finish out my contract, so I gave up my license in that state. It had nothing to do with any criminal activity, or any of those things, and it just got blown out of proportion on my professional status,
Do you feel like these are just internet detectives who think they know what they're doing?
It definitely is. And here's the thing that kind of saddens me. It's like if you're going to talk about someone like that and have a witch hunt out for them, why would you even care about doing those things? Because this is a child. You're telling me that you're just as mean, you're just as hateful to talk about someone else like that. That's how I feel. Like we should all come together.
You notice how she said just as mean? That's telling.
Any message for Gannon?
The message for Gannon I have is, Gannon, when you get here, you'll be able to truly tell what happened. And then I really hope I get a sincere apology from everyone who has made all those things, especially from my husband. We just wanted to add a message to Gannon from my family, is that we love you and miss you.
Oh, shut up.
And Gannon, I can't wait till you can come home and let everyone know that you're okay. We love you.
Fox 10 News.
That stupid bitch. Oh my God. So
she told the truth one time in that interview.
That was a week. So yeah, it was like 8 or 9 days that Gannon was missing at that point. And the biggest thing out of all the stupid shit she said, like I just said, when she said it's just as mean. So people are being just as mean to her as what? She was just as mean to the kids.
And to Landon. Remember, she trashed Landon on social media day after day after day. This is the mother of a child who's missing at that point, and she is devoting hours of her life to trashing this woman online. That's disgusting. But it also shows the level of her pathology. Who was it? Charlie Hunt was earlier saying, that's a narcissist. Absolutely. I don't have any compunction saying she is 100% narcissistic personality disorder, but she's also comorbid with some other cluster B personality disorders. And she is the sociopath. There's no two ways about that. But she told the truth once in that interview. She said something about, I don't want anyone to think that I would be involved in this. That was the only true thing she said. Is she doesn't want other people to think she's involved. Everything else that came out of her face was a lie. That's it. And I want to punch her really hard right now.
Yep. Thank you for everyone for being here. This was a shock to everybody. And we just had to bitch about it. Just talk about it. Like that was horrible. Watching Landon was too much.
It was. Yep. Yeah, but Landon needs strength. She needs support. Obviously, we're not going to reach out to her personally. She needs space, but let's send her all the good vibes that we can because I don't think I would be as strong as Landon in her shoes right now. I think I would be a puddling mass of goo on the floor. Just be like, just kill me because I can't take it. I don't know how she did that. And, I wish I could just wrap my arms around her and say, I got you. It's okay.
You know what, Rhonda? You're exactly right. As soon as they saw her with her own rope, they said, let's just let her go. Let's see what happens. And they said time and time again, the story you're getting is not coming from investigators. And that was the most powerful thing they said in that one press conference a couple weeks ago that what's that woman's name? shit, I can't remember. Anyway, when she said the stories you're getting are not coming from investigators, that was telling, where they're just like, you know what, let her go. She's going to do it. And she did it.
Yep. And someone, I agree with you. I don't mean someone, I mean the user. Someone.
I know. Every time I say it, I'm like, I feel so weird. But you know,
I agree. They have to have a witness. This is very much like the Patrick Frazee case. So I'm hoping it's Harley.
What's wrong with people in Colorado? If you're in Colorado, you better watch it back, because
just move.
There's something in the water. I don't know what it is. There is something in that water. Okay, someone's name is Heather. We have to.
Okay, there we go. Hi, Heather. Nice to meet you.
Oh, that's funny. Like,
I am filled with a rage that I haven't felt in a long time, and if I could get within 5 feet of Letecia, I'd love that. I really would.
Yeah.
But imagine what Al and Landon are feeling right this minute.
I can't. And I know that I don't want to. I don't ever want to feel like they feel right now. And I hate that they feel that way.
Yep.
And I hate that I feel that way. You know, I can't imagine. And I'm pissed off about it.
Yeah. So light a candle for Gannon's family. Take a minute to just send them some good thoughts. But remember to take some time for self-care. I certainly need some downtime today after this, because this has gotten to me in a way that I'm really uncomfortable with. So I'm going to go cry it out and listen to some good music and have some good food. Remember, my kids are okay. I'm going to go hug them and kiss them and hold them a little closer, because don't either of you go outside that door. Not getting out of my sight. Yep.
I'm looking to see if we can find her. Excuse me. If there is her damn, what the hell is that mugshot? I'm so jacked up. I don't even know what to say right now.
Yeah, Rhonda, you make a good point. Chris Watts moved to Colorado from North Carolina. Letecia originally came from North Carolina. So people from North Carolina that moved to Colorado, if you know any of them, just get away from them, please. Far away.
Right.
I don't know what that connection is, but watch out. Paul better not be saying he's moving to Colorado. Because we're like, nope.
Paul's doing, you keep your damn tiny house living on the East Coast. Period.
Yeah, we got to save Matt quick.
I just don't understand. I cannot wrap my head around it. What I can't wrap my head around is how public she became and how she just put herself out there to be such a big ass douchebag. And I really hope that she was just crazy. I really did. I hope she was just nuts. But she's nuts in a different way, and that's hard. That's a better pill to swallow, that you just watch someone like that. Like I said, at least with Chris Watts, he cracked in a couple days.
Right. It is very hard to watch an interview like that with someone when you know they're intentionally lying to you and you can't get through to them. There's nothing you can say to get through to them. That's incredibly frustrating. And we've seen that for 5 weeks now from her.
I just hope she has some sort of decency somewhere in her stupid ass to say where he's at.
I don't think she will. Remember, people like this, they have a very weird psychopathology where they can convince themselves that they didn't do something that they did. And I think she's in that place. I don't think she'll plead guilty. I think she'll want to take it to trial. I don't think she will ever reveal the location of his body, but I do think they're going to find him nonetheless. So, and then she'll, she's sinking herself because she can't see it. So hopefully, I hope there isn't a trial, but on the other hand, I would like to see the trial because I want to see every single piece of evidence they have. I really want to see everything. So
this will be a lot like Patrick Frazee, though, because this is going to be something. I think this is going to be where no cameras in the courtroom, and then we'll have to go back and follow DWAP because he'll do it. He'll be there like he was for Patrick Frazee.
Yeah, she does want to hurt Landon as much
Yeah.
as possible. I don't know how she could possibly hurt her more other than putting her through a long, lengthy, protracted legal battle, which she probably will.
Mm-hmm.
Hi,
Yeah.
Paula.
Hi, Paula. I could see her definitely fighting this and saying, no, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. Bitch,
Yep.
we knew it was you the whole time. And I can't. Even though we knew it, I didn't want to know it. I didn't want to believe it. I didn't want to think she was that, like I keep saying, I didn't want to think she was that crazy, but she's that crazy.
Yep. Yeah, Paula, Letecia Stauch is Gannon's stepmother, and she was arrested on first-degree murder charges, child abuse resulting in death, and tampering with a body. So, yeah.
Oh, I can't wait to see this bitch's mugshot. Like I said, I might have to put her up here with old Lori Vallow.
Yeah, with a dart sticking out of the middle of it, please.
Yeah. Yeah, Paula, we all knew. Paula, the press conference, here, I don't even, there are clips of just Landon talking. I don't know that I could watch it again. I have to be honest. It's all over social media. Or if you can rewatch this video and you can see it, the press conference is right at the beginning. But for anybody who missed it, when Landon comes up there, you get you some tissues, you get you a wubby, your blanket, whatever, because you're gonna need something. It's rough. It's really rough. And I would play it again. I just don't think I can watch it again. I'm sorry. I don't mean to sound selfish, but I just don't think I can.
I cannot look at that greasy hair. I cannot listen to that lying voice. I
Well, I'm talking about Landon coming up. That I can't watch again, and that's what I'm talking about at the beginning of the video. Watching, if you want to watch the press conference, we did watch it here. You can watch from the beginning, and it's all over social media. But Landon's part, when you get to Landon's part, you've been warned.
Yeah, Dark
I don't know about.
She did rent a car. Well,
She
according to
rented-
Letecia, she rented a car, but she rented it before this happened. But if you look, I forget the name of the website.
I heard that she said that she rented it so that Gannon wouldn't know the car they were in case he was hiding or something.
Yeah, she said that. She also said that she took Al's truck that day to spare the mileage on her vehicle because it was leased. And if she went over X miles a month, they would charge her. That's not how leases work. I mean, there are mileage restrictions, but they don't check it every month. So, who knows what the hell's going on with that woman?
Can you imagine
the day after? Okay.
One day when her interrogation video is released, can you imagine the amount of batshit crazy things she is saying right now? Could you?
We're gonna see handstands and oh holy night, just like Jody Arias,
I'm not, again, I'm not laughing because it's funny. That's my defense mechanism. I want to say it again because I don't want to come off like an asshole, but I could just only, we see the things she's already saying to the public. I just can only imagine how she's trying to get her ass out of all this with actual investigators.
Yep. Sam, and she said in a recent interview what she did that day, but when I read it, it really wasn't that specific, other than she went to look for a bike or something for Al, and they went to PetSmart for something, or Petco, but it didn't really give a detailed breakdown of where she went when over those 4 hours. So it was very evasive, which tells me there's a lot she's not saying. So.
Right. Yeah, and I think that if we're able to ever find out what happened to him, like the actual truth, and actually locate him, that's going to be worse than today.
Yep, I do too. And as far as what do I think she did to him, I think he was killed in the home, which is why that carpet was replaced so quickly. And she moved the body somewhere because they know that she tampered with the body. That means they know she at the very least, moved him somewhere. So that's a problem. But as far as the specifics, I don't know anything, and I don't know how long it's going to be till we do know some details. It could be until it goes to trial, so we're just going to have to wait and see on that one.
Right, Rhonda. She has all sorts of details for the day before and after, but somehow she has amnesia for the most critical day, and she doesn't know what she did, and she can't remember, but we went here and it was great. And I really have to imagine that there's more neighbors that have Ring cameras that have something, that can see something. Yeah, I just have to imagine that.
Yeah, we have to know that law enforcement knows so much more than we know, probably more than we will ever know. So I think we just got to trust them on this case and know they've played it very well so far. They have not leaked stuff. They have not, given into a lot of the upswelling of interest in this case. And they've said, nope, we're playing our cards close to the vest because we do not want to lose this case.
Right. And even look at their press conference. Any law enforcement team, I don't give a shit what alphabet soup of law enforcement is working together. They need to look at that press conference as how you do shit, period. They were very prepared. They had their statements ready and it ran very smoothly. And everybody needs to look at that as that's how you do it. And they made us as the public feel confident in what they were doing. And that is something that doesn't usually come across from any sort of law enforcement.
Yeah. They let us know that they knew what was going on. They told us why they can't tell us in a way that made us think, oh yeah, okay. Yeah, we got you. We were behind you on this. Instead of going, why don't you tell us anything? So I felt better after that press
conference. A lot, and awkward occurrence makes the point. He was alive. If that had to be Gannon getting in the car or in the truck,
it had to be. But we don't know for sure that he didn't come back. We can't see the other side of the truck. So it's possible that he did come back, and because CSI was in that house a ridiculous amount of hours.
Right.
Ridiculous amount of hours. And I think 2 days ago, it was just 2 days ago, they were there again for about 12 hours or so.
Yeah. And they
think something happened in that house.
Whatever they hauled out 2 days ago had to be something that got us to where we are talking about her being, cuffed and stuff at this very moment. I don't know. Damn, I'm so aggravated that it's sealed. I really wanted that probable cause statement. I really, really wanted it.
Yep.
There's so many people on Twitter that are talking about they never cried at a press conference, so it's not just us.
Well, that's good. I don't feel so emotional then. But awkward occurrences. The thing about premeditated with the first-degree murder charge, in order for it to be first-degree, it has to have the premeditated hallmark. But that doesn't mean like she planned it weeks in advance. It means during the altercation, at some point, she said, "I'm going to kill you." Her intent became to actually take his life, not just hurt him. So that's where they get premeditated from. Or who knows? She could have been planning it, and we just don't have those facts yet. But they believe they have enough evidence to get a conviction on that in court. So that's kind of a big deal. And someday we'll find out what that evidence is.
Heather, you're exactly right. I said that a long time ago. I said we need to stick Tammy on her ass and just let her fly. I said that a long time ago.
Yep. I believe Tammy is currently not working anymore. Both of them are not. After the Watts case, they had to step back. There was an article released about the psychological trauma that they have been dealing with since that case.
Oh, I bet.
So that's how bad it was for them.
You know what, Rhonda? I'm thinking about that too, is that she did something and took it too far. And then she said, well, there's no going back now.
Yep, that can also be premeditated. Allowing someone to die without intervening knowingly is premeditated murder. So there you go.
I don't know. God, I just want to wring her damn neck. I'm so aggravated.
Denise, do you have the video that she posted of that night where they talked about the carpet?
Yeah, hold on 1 second.
That's pretty crazy. When you watch it, when Denise pulls it up, think about it from the narcissistic personality disorder point of view and listen to what she's saying to him and how she's manipulating him. it's terrible. It sounds kind of innocuous unless you see it from that direction. It's like, oh my God, that poor child. So that was a pretty, and Letecia posted it. That's what got me. I'm like, why on
She
earth
thought
could she
that
have
was
done that?
going to defend her.
Mm.
She's a dumbass.
Yes, she is.
Let me find it.
Me too, Little Lady Di. I really hope Harley was the one that talked and said, this is what I saw, this is what I know, this is what happened. Go get her. Let's hope so.
I just want to know why the hell she left the state, because she was helping. Gosh, she was going to be there helping.
Yeah, and here's a forewarning. When Denise pulls that video up, you will hear Gannon talking and crying in the background. So prepare yourself, or maybe click away for a few minutes, because that's going to be tough.
Yeah.
Especially what we know now.
Where is, gosh damn it.
Oh, Paula, I love you too. I've missed talking to you in Discord. We used to have our daily chats.
It's funny. Uh-oh.
Oh, Charlene, that would be interesting if Harley's back in Colorado. Huh. Very interesting.
Where the fuck is it? I keep finding it on YouTube, and I can't play other people's YouTube.
Right.
So you guys have to give me a second. I'm finding everything else. What the hell?
6th Street, I watched that, The Trials of Gabriel Fernandez on Netflix. I wouldn't suggest watching it today. We've had enough emotional trauma, but
Right.
that
I watched it
document-
Saturday.
that put me over the edge.
Where the hell? So this is everywhere. What is the problem? You know why I can't find it? Because I'm looking for it. That's the problem. Okay, let's just go. Let's go. Let's try this route. Maybe this will work. Maybe it won't. Damn it. I don't know. Yes, that's what I meant. Do. Sorry, guys. Give me a second. Oh my gosh. Like, it can't. Where the hell is it? It couldn't have gone that far. There's so many things coming up about her.
It would be interesting to know who Harley's father is and see an interview with him with what he thinks of Letecia. That would be very interesting.
What the fuck? Where is it? Oh my gosh. Now I'm getting aggravated, which is not going to help. Sorry, everyone. I'm trying. But it just keeps popping up on YouTube, and I can't play another YouTube video. That's not cool.
We can put a link to one, and then they can watch it when they want.
Yeah, let me just do that, because
Yeah, I hope my kids will lie to me like if I go shopping I spent more than my husband thought. But I wouldn't want them to lie to me if they knew I murdered someone, you know? Hope I raised them better than that.
right? Here we go. We're just going to do this. Here's a link to it. Plunder does a good job. This is rough. I'm just going to call it carpet video.
Oh, Harley's father passed away. Oh, that's terrible.
Well, while we're chatting, Nate Eaton switched to Lori Vallow. It says that the command center arrived this morning. The FBI Mobile Command Center arrives in eastern Idaho. So I wonder if this crazy's on the.
Do you know where? Did they go to the house where Tammy used to live?
No, it just says, here, I can pull up his tweet. Hold on a second. Don't mean to change subjects, but this just popped up. I think I better call Gavin and just help him take the bus home.
Yeah.
I'm like, sorry, son, you better start thumbing it. Let me time out. Let me text my son here. First and foremost, let me share this, and then maybe you can read it. Okay, fabulous. Let me do that. What a shit show. Sorry.
Yeah. Paula, we've seen so many cases just in the last year about CPS failing children that it's too much. All right, so this about Rexburg, this is about the Lori Vallow case. The FBI sent a mobile command center to eastern Idaho that will help law enforcement as they continue their investigation into the disappearance of Tylee Ryan and Joshua J.J. Vallow. The command center arrived Monday and will be stationed in Rexburg for an indefinite period of time. It's currently parked behind the Rexburg Police Department. We continue to assist Rexburg Police, and our command center is there to provide logistical support, the FBI spokeswoman Sandra Barker said in the East Idaho News. Officials have not released any new information on the search for the children who have been missing since September. Their mother, 46, I can't read that, something-year-old Lori Vallow Daybell remains in the Kauai Community Correctional Center on charges of desertion and non-support of children, resisting and or obstructing an officer, solicitation, and contempt. So hopefully she's going to be extradited very soon to Idaho, and that will continue. There's also a push. Watch Denise's early videos about this case. An aunt of the children, I think JJ's aunt, is trying to get pictures from Yellowstone National Park, where we know that was Tylee or both of them were there.
Both of them were there, but that has been confirmed to be the last day that Tylee was seen is September 8th. So Annie Cushing is doing this push to look for anybody and everybody in the world that was at Yellowstone that day to see if they had inadvertently captured pictures of any either Tylee, JJ, Lori, or Alex. So the video I posted yesterday is about that, and the links for everything to either email to me and I'll send it to Annie or get it to Annie. All of her social media links are in the video description.
Yeah, I hope they're alive too. We need a win in the true crime community. We need these kids to come home and be like, oh my God, they're safe, and finally celebrate for change instead of, finding bodies everywhere. This is getting too much with the kids. I can handle serial killers and that stuff, but when we're talking about children like this case, the Rosenbaums, the family with the kid in the well, that one recently, the McNabb Bell case, all of these cases, they're horrifying. And there's so many of them that,
right.
I don't know.
Now we have Evelyn, whose mom is Casey Anthony reincarnated. Again, like, I don't know. She's only locked up for giving false information, but I don't know how that's going to change in the future.
Yep.
But knowing that Letecia is locked up for all these charges that are horrendous, I don't mind smack talking her one bit.
And without bond. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
That is kind of a big deal. So they must have a pretty decent pile of evidence against her to do that.
Yeah. I don't understand. I don't know. I'm so pissed off that I'm just so pissed off that she paraded around and did this bullshit on, mainstream media and all of her crap on Facebook, which is out of control. I mean, I can't with her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Megan Boswell is going for a hearing today.
Yeah.
Oh, Crash, I mean, they didn't give bond to Letecia Stauch. So she's in for the long haul. And in order to convince a judge not to issue bond, even a ridiculous bond like $5-10 million, means that they convinced the judge that, yep, she's responsible. So I would really like to see those documents.
I know. That was the first thing I said when I first posted that. I was like, oh my gosh, I want to read it, but it's sealed. And that sucks.
Yeah, I'll give Tisha an apology after I punch her in the face.
Exactly. I don't know. Damn it. Ha ha ha. What the hell? Okay. All right. Here's the deal. I'm going to go get Gavin because I don't think we're going to get anything else new right now. It's going to be a hot minute. And let me give you guys a link to Paul's channel because Paul is going to upload something about this. And he also said that he will possibly go live later with his thoughts on it. So we can all meet up over on Paul's channel as soon as I give you guys a link.
Yep, and don't forget, you can always join us in Discord. This conversation is hopping over there. Charlene is keeping us incredibly up to date with all of the news. So, and Discord is free, so you can join anytime.
Yeah. Okay. Here is. So definitely. There is a link on my About page. There's a link to Discord. And here is Paul's channel. I'm putting it in chat now. He didn't specify a time. He said he had a sorry, I'm texting my son back. He probably thinks I'm batshit crazy. I'm like, take the bus. Never mind. I'm on my way. I don't know, son. Put your thumb up. Maybe somebody will bring you home. He did not, Paul didn't specify a time. He just said that he was probably going to talk about it sometime later today. So definitely head up that channel, ring the bell. Paul is just over the 5,000 mark of subscribers. He's pretty excited. So, and I'm trying to get to 1,000 subs. So if you guys are new here and hung out today, I definitely appreciate it. I invite you to subscribe. So, all right, I'm going to go get the kid. We will meet up at Paul's channel. Hopefully by then we have a mugshot to look at. Because that would just be fun.
Yep. And please remember, light a candle or send some thoughts to Gannon's family because they need all the support they can get right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely. So if you did miss the press conference, it's at the beginning of this video. And like I said, when you get to the part where Landon walks to the podium, grab your whoopee, grab a tissue, and just be prepared. So, but send them some love, and we will see you guys later today somewhere, I'm sure.
Yep. Take care, everyone.
All right. Bye, guys.